We're out here, we're doing it. We out here, we're doing it. All right, we're live. Let me make sure everything is okay. All right. All right. So I'm gonna be over the weekend. I finished. Oh, let me just check the audio. Okay. Over the
Hey,
weekend.
yo, Joe.
What's up, dude? No, not the. Well, yeah, I guess so. So first of all, hey, welcome. Good seeing you again. I was kind of counting down. I was like, is Joe gonna pop up again? And he did. Um, Welcome. So, oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Yeah, it's starting a bit late today, but I will just go for like an hour or so, and that'll be a good healthy amount of time. Um, how was your weekend? You have a good weekend? Oh, it's crooked? No. Yeah, over the weekend I worked on this scene. This is like the hallway scene mixed with the it's like a hallway scene like this that I think I started one of the days, and then this is the it's like a two shot. It's like first the hallway and then a shot of this door 28 opening. So that's the those are the two shots I got done over the weekend. So this is what this one looks like. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. So, but I'm happy to have it be done. And it's like I don't know, just a very short shot. Nothing, not a lot of things going on that's impressive. But this is like a very tiny detail. This door does, in fact. See if I can get the lighting just right. Oh, it turns. So that's, I don't know, a fun detail, but there's like no way to really see that happening in the thing. But yeah, just a slow door open, push in, and we're done with that. So two shots down. There is one that I wanted to work on today, make some progress on, and it is, let's see. There's a couple shots I'm saving to work on because they're going to require the use of an add-on that I already have, but I just want to like I want to have more prep in that day before I start working on it. So this is the next shot, and the best way for me to maybe show is to split eevee editor. Also, like for anyone listening, for all right, let me just talk. So for YouTube, and I think last week I talked about how I want to stream and I want to like make that not just a habit for building discipline and moving forward with projects, but also because I think it would be a great way for me to kind of engage with the community and create kind of real-time content, which I feel like sometimes I personally learn so much better in real time when I can ask somebody a question versus like in a video. Like I've made YouTube tutorials for a while, and over the years, I've gotten better at them. So my older ones, maybe they're more popular or they reach a certain audience now. I'll get questions, and sometimes it is my fault. Sometimes I edited around something, or I wasn't paying attention and I said something or misspoke, and then now people have questions. It's like, oh, how did you do this? What did you do here? And then I don't even remember. So I kind of want to explore maybe making like real time tutorials or something like that. So during lives where somebody can ask a question, or maybe I can watch an old video and kind of like clear things up about how exactly I did something. I just think like as a, yeah, educator and as a content creator in a way that could be really useful for some people. So in the spirit of that, live streaming kind of like I feel like fits in pretty nicely. So keeps me accountable, making projects on work, personal projects, and I can kind of explore it as a education medium. The Obviously the third kind of like unspoken aspect to all of that is just like how do you make money online? And the default usually is like go to Twitch and stream on there and stuff like that. But my whole audience is here. Like I have a way larger audience on YouTube and I have a backlog of videos and everything like that, more than Twitch. So it wouldn't make sense really for me to go on Twitch. Um, but I'm also still getting comfortable with like monetizing my content. On one hand, like I need to be better at like fighting for myself and advocating for myself in that regard. And in another way, it feels, I don't know, bad for some reason. Even though every time I post something to YouTube, there's ads on it and YouTube takes that money. Or like anytime I post to Instagram, Instagram literally doesn't pay creators. Like they don't have a, at least not one that I'm aware of. There's no way for them to pay you. You can pay them to like get verified and Instagram Plus and all this kind of stuff, but they don't pay you. So even though I'm building this massive following on Instagram and like giving them a ton of like advertisement in a way by posting all my stuff on there, um, I never see anything from that. So I do want to explore how to make some type of even like side income online, both for myself and my own like career, but also to just communicate back like, hey, here's what it's like to make money on YouTube, here's what it's like to make money on Gumroad or Patreon, and here's what works, here's what doesn't work. I feel like that type of insight is always like, to me, it's always so interesting, especially when it's not being like packaged and sold and it's just being told like very candidly and upfront. All the creators that I have shown their like over the years analytics or their income or anything like that, and they're just being very open about it and they're not trying to sell you like a solution. I've always really admired that, and so I want to try to provide that in some way. So I kind of need to explore like Patreon or live streaming or memberships on YouTube in order to get like data on like how does it work, how does it not work, is it useful, is it not useful, and all the benefits that may or may not come with that. So I did enable memberships on YouTube, but I don't really have a plan right now on like how to communicate that and roll that out. It's just enabled. Um, I know I can make like custom emojis. I can do like member only live streams or something like that. So yeah, all that to say, enabled memberships. So if you want to see what the tiers offer, I tried to make it like enticing, and I'm gonna try to maybe make some content for that and just kind of see how that goes. Big picture, I feel like, hey, what's up, Timmy? I feel like I'm just talking about like my where my head is at with regards to live streaming on YouTube and then making money on YouTube, like through YouTube videos and through memberships, which I just enabled. And then how does that fit in with Patreon and everything else I have got going on? I feel like Patreon is really good for like digital asset downloads and distribution, like selling assets, like digital assets. But I also feel like YouTube is good for just like video content. So like uploading videos, member only videos, live streams, things like that. And so that's where I think I'm going to try to find like the distinction between both of those platforms is YouTube is where I'll post my regular videos plus maybe some like live streams and then like member only live streams that are a little bit more of like a toss up. It can be something specific, it can be a tutorial, it can be gameplay, like maybe something that doesn't even fit my channel. Um, and then for Patreon is where I think I can host all my project files or asset libraries, like all that kind of stuff. Um, Nodes, like anything that feels like it needs to be a digital download, I think it would make sense for it to go to Patreon. because I don't want to just like close my Patreon and put everything in here. I want to try to keep everything open and just like naturally everything finds its own place in terms of like what I can offer and how people can support me. So I hope that makes sense. All right, let's open this next scene that I'm working on. Um, Parking lot. There we go. Yeah, so maybe if I turn on um the color, you'll be able to see exactly what's going on here. I also there's a couple of shots that are left to do that require or that I imagine would be really better suited for using some type of add-on. Like I have a couple add-ons that I want to try specifically for some of the shots in this project. And before I do that, or maybe like as I'm working on those shots, I want to also make a video that I've had requested, but it also just sounds fun to do, which is like what are my favorite add-ons? And this could be interesting for me to make because I notoriously like use vanilla blender. I really don't use a ton of add-ons. You can see I have some here, but like it's like Auto Rig Pro or like Physical Atmosphere or something like that, or Polyhaven. Like the list of add-ons I make is like very, or that I use is very short. Um, when compared to like all the add-on videos that you see out there about Blender add-ons. Like there's like almost every week a new YouTube video talking about like here's all the add-ons that you missed. And um yeah, just kind of like would share my thoughts on what I think about add-ons, which ones I personally use, um, why not, all that kind of stuff. So, and there's also some add-ons I've used that I just never touch. Um, like I bought them once and then ended up never using them. So I think it'd be fun to kind of like reflect on that and touch on that. Okay, I want to open up just like an image. Open up a preview. Here we. That's not it. Where's a preview? Mm, these are all videos. Let me try to find one, like a screenshot. Mm-mm-mm. Uh, damn it. I don't think I have it here. Parking lot. I need to find where the parking lot shot is. Hold on. Hold on. Is this like the parking lot of the hospital? I don't remember. It's there was a shot where Tet's Kaneda goes to get his bike and it's like covered in the bike is like covered up in cloth. So it's that shot. It's a little bit like it's like when shit hits the fan. So I'm just looking for that screenshot. There's also a couple other shots that I've found since starting this series that are not in my original plan that I'm like really stoked by. I would love to do them. But here, let me take a screenshot of this one. This one's gonna be fun, I think. Yeah. It's this. It's this shot. So I did like a block out, just using some big, medium, small bikes, which are pretty friggin' close in terms of that aesthetic already. These like styles, and then this one is just gonna be covered up. I think I actually have a like a bike for him. Let me find it. Like the actual asset. Yeah. So this doesn't need to be it actually can be just like this like stand-in silhouette because it really doesn't need to be anything. It's more just for location. I've been wanting to try out the new like geometry nodes cloth sim, so it might be fun to try to do it on this asset, you know. But yeah, this is the setup. Let's just take a look at it with the final render view. Yeah. Yes, sir. So I think this scene would be fun to just like all of this mess, all of this muckiness with like the drips and stuff. I think those would be kind of fun to either hand paint or add in some type of creative way, all the splatter and stuff. Even like modeling this would be, I think, pretty fun. So yeah, I want to like go around and slowly just start adding stuff into the scene, not like overthinking it. But yeah, this doing a cloth sim on this would be really fun. Again, I haven't touched the new geometry nodes cloth sim yet. But this is just geometry here. Mhm. Yeah, I feel like the best thing to do with all of this stuff that I did is to just make like a piece of a plane that sits on top of all of this instead of doing it this way, which is okay that I did it, but it was more for the block out. I think I did it like this originally. I don't need to. I can just because like this width kind of makes sense. So I'm gonna use this as a guide. I'm gonna use like the lines that I've already added as a guide, and then I'll just array modifier this across. Hey, what's up, Santos? Or Santos? Santos. There we go. That's what I need. I can do the shadows. Oh, you mean like these shadows right here in the foreground? I think I can fake that pretty well. With just like right now I have this here. And so I think I could, if I just like add some stuff. I do think that the environment, so the environment, the big thing is going to be, um, so let me get rid of this. Let me reset the environment. There is like a sky texture, isn't there? Yeah, like this. So we can start messing with that. Let's see. Do we need this? Yeah, they're not available in eevee. Interesting. Oh, that's no fun. Well, we can at least get some of this. Get like this. The sun disk is not available, but doesn't mean we can't still get something. It's like daytime. Does changing strength change the sun direction? I think it does. It's kind of like this. And I'm looking at the shadow over here on these objects. In the reference, it's like pretty short. So let's see if we can hammer it out with this. Ooh, air. Erosis. Interesting. Don't know. Oh, interesting. I don't know what that's doing exactly. Ozone. Ooh, whoa. Maybe less ozone and less erosis. It's a little sensitive. Altitude. Yeah, it looks like the sun is like in this direction. Sun elevation. Something like this, probably. Just looking at the shadows here. I'm curious how I dial the sun in, if it's even possible. I've never messed with this in a day in my life. If this is like a cycles only thing, I might just not go for it. And honestly, that's fine. I think I'm just gonna do my regular old where's it, emission? Just stick to what I know. Um what the heck is it? Color? Yeah. So we'll just set like a blue for the shadows. This will be the shadow, and we'll put a light on there. So it's a little bit green. And then let's see if we stick a sun lamp in here. Now we can get some shadow. Make it really bright. So now our shadows are going to be this like blue color. So yeah, that's pretty much it, honestly. I can try to get it more, but I don't know if I can. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So that's kind of the current sun direction. This plane either needs to be higher or something to create the blocking. Like it's probably a super tall building or something like that that's nearby. Yeah, what's fun is like you can actually look at the parking lot spaces and you can be like, oh, it's near the steps on this one. So, move it over like that. But then the top, I don't know if it's the top or what. Yeah, there's just definitely some type of like tall ass building that's right here. Or, in the distance that's creating that shadow. Something like this, probably. Honestly, I think that's pretty good. What's up, senor? Yo, did you get rid of the sky texture? Couldn't see what you added before the sunlight source. Yeah, I was using the sky texture in Blender, like the default thing, and it just was kind of finicky, and also it doesn't really quite work in Eevee because that's what I'm using. So I just added a single color to the background. It's just a blue, which is like the shadows, um, and then I added a sun. So if I turn off, we just get this, and then when I turn the sun on, um, the shadows are kind of like that cold blue, and I can at least control the direct lighting with this. But also, like, if I want to make the shadows a little bit better, like look a little bit brighter, I can also tune it here, so that gives me a little bit more controlled there. Yeah. Now it's like simple because sometimes like using a whole environment thing can be, or an HDRI can be nice, but also harder to like art direct. So this way it's like light source. We're really all we're controlling is a light source, and then the shadow color is the whole like environment light. And because it just needs to look good from the camera view here. So actually that's what I'll do. Let me double this up here so I can have them side by side like that. And then I can work on the scene here. So now we can like slowly chip away at it until it looks right. One the interesting thing is like obviously this is all hand painted, so they're making the shadows much sharper. But at this distance, considering this is probably how the shadow is being made by a building, either I think I might need to change the angle of the sun. So increasing the angle of the sun will get us a softer kind of shadow. Or is it, yeah, decreasing? Yeah, increasing will give you a softer shadow. So take the sun angle and increase it a ton, you get this like nice soft shadow, which is a vibe, it's screen space, but it's kind of a look. Here you can like barely tell it's there. And by default 0.5, and you can see that it's like kind of blurry. But if we want it to be really sharp the way it is in the painting, just make it 0. Or maybe like 0.1, just give it a subtle softness. And I don't know if it's the camera angle, which it might be, or if it's the sun angle, but You see how there's a little bit more shadow here? We can see more of it, and here it's not showing up as well. I'm gonna try adjusting the sun just a little bit to get some of that. Yeah. It is rotating it on the Y, but I need to move this building because this angle is different. So I wonder if I just move this way over. This is gonna be kind of weird. Honestly, the camera can move over a little bit. Camera's more like this. Yeah, the camera is a little bit over here like that. It's actually much higher than I originally thought it was. Yeah, it's probably more like this. And let's see what we can do with this guy to set up the angle. Ooh, weirdly enough, that's kind of getting us that, uh, kind of getting us what we need. Because it's not a perfect line straight across. The angle of this line is different from the one that's on the wall. I wonder if the trick is just rotating this shape until we can mimic that shadow just perfectly. See what I'm saying? Like that. Honestly, that's kind of it. All right, we're going with that then. That's how that shape needs to look for that camera, that type of shadow to be applied there. All right, so I want to just start like modeling this little cluster of things because this looks like it'd be fun. So let's make some of this air duct stuff. I just threw like polyhaven textures on it just to give it some type of color. But now we can actually work on it. All right, so I'm probably gonna make like this midsection here, just kind of literally just make it in pieces. So we'll make this piece as one, and then we'll make a kind of ankle, or not an ankle, but like a knee bend as two. And then I can take this and just like duplicate it 3 times or something. What's my goal for the stream? I think it's to just make headway on this scene specifically. So make some progress on it, and then yeah. So I made a bunch of blockouts ahead of time, like a while back, so that I can at least have everything, all the shots that I want in place, and then I can start like going through and on stream like detailing them, answering questions, anything like that. What's your workflow with textures? I've been struggling with those tileable materials and hiding repeating seams. Yeah, so textures is one of those things, especially with Blender, there's like a lot of free textures out there. So it's CG Bookcase, Polyhaven, those are the first two that come to mind. And so in terms of like PBR materials, there's just a ton. And I personally don't bother like making PBR materials like myself because there's just so many free resources out there. But yeah, those do start to repeat sometimes. Um, Blending tileable textures is tricky. I just try to either like stay away from that or just like only use what I need. For tileable textures, sometimes like concrete textures do a pretty good job. Like when the more messy they are, the better, the easier they are at hiding stuff. Um, in video games, sometimes if to hide a seam, sometimes you just literally put something in front of it. It's like cheap, but it works. So sometimes I use that method. Um, and then with procedural textures, um, I just try to be really minimal, like maybe using a bit of bump with some noise or using like a Voronoi texture or something to get something interesting. But mostly I just use the PBR materials from Polyhaven. So I have this their add-on, which honestly I should put an affiliate link for because I have an affiliate link with them, but I just never post it. But they have like a ton of textures that are like literally everything you could ever want. And I've actually found that their concrete textures are really good if you just extract the roughness map from the concrete texture, something like this, like a generic surface, not something that's like a rock, but like this kind of plaster concrete. If you just take the roughness texture out of that, that serves as really good, just like general roughness imperfection. So that's what I like to do sometimes, like combine different textures, like the roughness of this type of material in with a different one, and I like overlay them. Um, but yeah, hopefully that answers your questions. I generally don't really do a ton of super advanced stuff. I try to use only what I need, and if I need something super specific that doesn't exist, I might sometimes go into like Affinity Designer with my Wacom tablet and like draw the decal or whatever I need and just bring it in as a texture. But I don't really do a ton of that either. Okay, so there's kind of already some like natural stuff here. I'm gonna separate this guy and this guy. And I'm going to delete this one because I don't need it. So, mm, yep. So let's take this, bevel it. I actually have some experience with hiding repeating patterns. Well, what do you do? I'm curious. I know there's sometimes there's like there's add-ons that people sell or that you can download or even like you can overlay two textures using like a noise pattern so that they but like it works for things like grass or dirt, but if it's like bricks, it doesn't necessarily work as well. Like things that need to have a pattern, um, hiding the patterns on them is sometimes trickier. But I'm curious what other people are doing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Interesting. There's kind of like segments. I wonder if I can just make one segment and then just like array modifier it or something. Let's try that. Is this for a game? No, this is for a personal like short film. So if on my channel if you've watched if you go to like my most viewed video, it's an Akira short film that I did like maybe a year or two ago. And so I'm making a second one essentially. Um, and so I'm taking a lot of stills and screenshots from the Akira anime film that was like, from the 80s. And I'm just like recreating shots that are some of my favorite or some that I think look cool, recreating them in Blender, and then I'm gonna put that all together into like a short with like, you know, with music and everything and make it look awesome. So if you kind of want to get an idea for that, I have a video on my channel that shows it. You do the animations too? Yes, for the 3D side, yeah, I'll do the animations. So, um, I've been trying to be better at like asking for help. So if there's something that I'm not good at, allowing myself to like reach out to the community, or if I have an art friend that is better at texturing or animating than I am, like asking them to volunteer their time, say like, "Hey, I need somebody to help me animate a character walking. Like I'm not good at that. If I can, oh, sorry, like if I can find that online, I will. If you know, sometimes you can just buy like an animation of somebody walking, but I found that it's a lot more like satisfying and fun to have my friends help me. So I have a there's an artist that I've worked with in the past who has done some. If you go to my channel again, you can see there's a gunship lyric video that I did where it has characters like playing the keyboard and the drum machine. He did those animations. So now I have a guy who I can go to and say, "Hey, when you have a moment, can you help me animate this thing?" So yeah, I tried to do everything myself, and it's so overwhelming and so nerve wracking that I just started allowing myself to ask my friends for help because I have friends and I have people that follow me online who are more than happy to like lend a hand. So why not take them up on it? I did try to do a brick factory and created black mold and graffiti and used weight paint. And what I did was create three different patterns and then modified each one for the UV tiles editing. Damn. Yeah, that sounds like the way that probably you should do it. I've seen some videos on like in video games how they hide tileable textures through like different uh different maps like that. So that sounds really cool. If you're on the Discord server, do share that. I would be curious to see that. I find it really hard to lock in and finish one project. One time I made a city for a game and abandoned it. It took me over 6 months. Yeah, man. It's part of me doing the streams is to try to get myself to stick to something and make progress on it. Um, I'm gonna be doing a talk at the Blender conference in like at the end of September about this whole animation and kind of stumbling my way and running into a bunch of obstacles because sometimes you like want to do something a specific way, but that's not your natural way. And so almost trying to like force yourself to do it a way that you're not comfortable with can slow you down. So if you just pull back and allow yourself to do it the way you want to do it, regardless of what people are going to like think of it or what's impressive or what's not impressive, I think you'd be surprised by just how much progress you can actually make. Like when you're not, getting in your own way. But I mean, you said it took you over 6 months. Yeah, I mean, sometimes things just are slow burn, and sometimes you need breaks, and you can't lock in, and but the fact that you were able to still keep coming back to it is cool. I think that's or it sounds like you abandoned it, so and that's fine too. You can always that's always okay. Let me add an array modifier because I think there's like a curve. Oh yeah, here we go. Uh, arc, yes, and then can lower this. And how many is it now? It's one, two, three, four. Okay, four. This is cool. I've never used this for this method, but this is fun. Interesting. So is it 65? Oh, 70, I guess. Yeah. Your plans have dramatically changed. Ooh, interesting. So what's nice, I guess, is that I can. Hey, what's up, Stooge? Good seeing you. Oh, okay, cool, cool. This is the way to do it. Yeah, look at that. That works way better. And then if I raise it, there we go. We did it. Now it exists. Oh, actually, I need to bring this back. I don't know if this is really gonna work, this method. Well, let's just try it. I mean, that kind of works. Yeah, I think that works. And that's telling me this needs to go up or be taller. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Haha. Glad you noticed. Got it cut. It was getting way too hot for the length that it was at. Mm, yeah, I should. All right, I'm just gonna roll with that, and then we can just inset it or something. It looks like it's got this. I don't even know if I can. Here, let's delete this and I'm gonna try something here. Yeah, it looks like it's like this. Inset. It looks like it's like kind of ribbed or whatever in that way. It's got these like connection points. And now I'm curious if I can bevel it. Okay, cool. So what I need to do is delete the inside faces. These. And then I'm gonna merge the vertices. So hopefully, yeah. I think I can probably get rid of these lines. I think. Let's try. Hmm. Wait, what? What is it going on here? Did that do it? I'm gonna work on a small project, just a brick style tower. So I'll share that in the Discord or my progress. I'm gonna start the project and say, nice. Yeah. Share your progress. Always cool to see what people are working on. Okay, I think that did it. Yep. Cool. Actually worked. That actually like looks pretty good. I have a question for you guys, everybody that's in the chat and watching right now. If you're able to give me some feedback. So I streamed last week, I think Monday through Thursday. I think I took or I either started Tuesday or Monday, I don't remember. And then I didn't stream on the weekend. Is it for you? I mean, it seems I like to think that even as somebody who watches other content, I like to get breaks. I don't always feel like, and especially weekends, things more likely people have things to do, so they can't always be like watching stream or something. But since y'all are the regulars, I'm curious what y'all think. Um, how was that? Like, does it work for you that I stream on weekdays in the evenings and then take breaks on the weekend, or do you feel like actually that's when you would like more stream over the weekends versus the weekdays? Like, I'm curious what everyone thinks about that. Well, I'm busy in the morning, but I'm not in the afternoon just because I'm done, and that's when I have free time. Gotcha. That's good to know. Makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I figured most people are like after work, more available, and just kind of like that's when they're settling in, maybe after work or for the evening, putting on their favorite like YouTube video or whatever. So I definitely that feels fun to me to kind of like share that with y'all. I think this can I might use this as the base for these other two. So I'll just delete this. And I'm going to do the same thing with the inset here. Also, have you seen Mobius Blender thing is amazing? Mobius Blender thing? I don't think so. What is that? Oh, Mobius the yeah, the artist. Or his post on Discord. I haven't actually. He's always cooking up something. Let me see. What's up, Solus? Have you ever thought of have you ever thought trying out Blender Octane tune shading for this project for the Styles of project? Have I thought about it? I've definitely there's a lot of people doing different things with Blender and tune shaders. And I'll say that maybe this makes me weird or maybe this is like what's different about my project is that I don't um I'm not trying to emulate the style of anime. Like I'm not trying to make it look like it's 2D artwork. I'm just bringing it into 3D and using eevee, using like NPR, so like non-physical based rendering techniques to achieve kind of like a middle ground between animated like anime and cartoon and painterly and 3D. So I'm kind of like trying to exist in both of those worlds where as a 3D artist you may be confused in how some of these effects are achieved, but as a 2D artist you can recognize that it looks like 3D. Um, but I've definitely seen people do some crazy stuff combining Octane with Blender and it especially with glass, it looks really good. Um, but yeah, I personally haven't played around with that. It looks cool from what I've seen online though. All right, let's see now. R Y. And it looks like there's two pieces, so I can definitely use that. And then we got this guy here. Um, whoops. X90. Nope. RY90. Yeah. It's not perfect, but it's gonna be fine. Can I just... Yes, I can. Nice. I love that. Just drag it in like that from there, and it lines up. Yeah, that's nice. Cool. So that's done, and what I'm gonna do is I'm probably just gonna put them in a collection, just so that they're all like in the same spot. Docked. And with all of them selected like that, let's see what the texture looks like. So in some ways it's okay if the texture repeats. but let me try just doing a straight up cube projection. And we'll go into the UV editor here, see how it looks. Because there's some like lines here, so we can maybe use those. Yeah, you see, that kind of lines up a little bit. I might take this one and move it like over here. Oh, that's cool. So that's what that looks like. Maybe I want to use that. Like if I rotate it, I'm gonna put that on the ends. So then it looks like some type of connecting point. Yeah, look, that's giving us extra detail there. That's actually really, really handy. So let me do that for the other one. Just need it slightly over. Cool. Whoops. I'm gonna put that one a little bit lower, like here, just a little bit of variety. This is looking great by the. Thank you. That's really nice. It's good to hear that. Yeah, I feel like I'm on a roll. I'm like making some good progress here, and as soon as like modeling is fun and it looks cool, but as soon as you get textures in there, it really starts to come to life. So I'm always kind of like excited and trying to move towards getting textures on something. Because even for me, like, oh, now it looks like something. Now it's fun. Interesting. So that is that's doing. Hmm. It's kind of. I just want this part. I kind of like want to put it on the edge there. So it's got some of that grime. Oh, and you see it's like splitting, the geometry splitting. I think it's because it has like a displacement on it, and that's like breaking my geometry. I need to turn that off. It kind of looks cool, like it kind of works. It makes it look like it's like broken and rusty, but it also is kind of breaking it in a bad way. So yeah, let's get that out of there. Yeah, we don't need that. All that extra info for an air duct in the background. We don't need that. Editor. Oh, I was gonna look at what Mobius posted. Oh, is this for his like animation? His like Knight Rider animation? Crap. I gotta watch this. Oh yeah, it's that shot. Oh my god, he's been working on that shot for a minute. Oh, it looks good. It looks really good, especially the. Ooh. I don't know why it's not loading for me. Damn, it looks good. I'm gonna have to watch this later, like with headphones on. I'm sure it's gonna sound amazing and look even better. All right, so let's see where we're at. This one, rotate it again. Just gonna stick it over here. What do I think of it? Oh, he's been actually posting progress of it for a while, and it's really come a long way. It looks pretty insane. And he's got like a really good eye for it's like cinematic angles. It looks amazing. Like that one shot of it of the bike, the POV. Jesus. It's like so high speed. It looks actually really, really good. I don't think I've seen this shot yet. Damn, and like the little reflection in the side mirrors. Such a nice touch. It looks really good. He sometimes pops on stream, so maybe one day he'll pop on. We can talk to him. He's a really nice guy. All right, so now we just need to do a hue shift on it. So that's just the put that in. Just hold shift and slide until I get like red. Bring the saturation up, bring the value up. A little orange. It's like orange red. Yeah, like that. Bring the saturation down even more. Looking dusty, dusty, crusty. Two. All right, that's it. And like, I could add all this like rain stuff on it, but it already kind of looks dirty and gross. So it's kind of hitting that already. Um, Let me see if I can do something with this. It's a little aggressive, but maybe. Do you think you could do a breakdown of it and looking great? What do you mean a breakdown of it? Say more about what you're asking. Oh, it's this one. Is it 0.1? I guess it was, yeah. Kind of like that. Kind of like it one value more segments. Cool. Yeah, this one is gonna be interesting. It's like a boolean. So maybe we try that next. It's like a weird window looking thing. I think for these, for the drips, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up Affinity Designer or Affinity Painter and just manually like paint these drips and then just put them in as a plane. I think that'd be uh more creative. I think I could paint them on top of the material, but I don't want to like deal with shader blending. Um, I'd like, and also like if I don't set the resolution high enough, it might look bad. I want to be able to control it as like a single image on top of it. The whole part is amazing, but there's so much going on. Do you think you could do a breakdown segment of the lighting and the big details of the bike? You're talking about Mobius's animation, like the one he posted on Discord, because I feel like he would be like we could probably get him on the live stream and have him break down the shot. Because he like on the server, he and then other people will sometimes just jump into a video call and we'll all work and share what we're working on. So he's definitely showed a lot of the stuff that he's working on sometimes in the Discord calls. So we could probably, I can ask him if that's something he'd be down to do. I think it'd be really cool. Our duct is done. I do want to try this window because I'm going to need to inset it for the door as well. Oh, gonna apply scale, and then let's just try a boolean and see if we can do this. All right, that did not do anything. Oh, it's because it's not going through. Okay. I think this wall is gonna need some depth. So let's just isolate it. I will change the thing, and we will just extrude this way. Yeah. All right, there we go. We got a hole. And it's a weird hole. I am confused. What am I looking at? All right, hold up. Let's hide this. Okay. Extrude. There we go. It has a bevel. I'm pretty sure there's a shortcut for Boolean. I'm gonna try to find it. Yeah, there is. It's like Bool Tool. If you have the add-on called Bool Tool, you can like press Control Shift Numpad minus or something. I know that exists, but I always forget. I always forget. Like I said earlier, how I just like use vanilla Blender. Um, I just kind of use those shortcuts. Every once in a while I'll find a really cool shortcut on like Rails or Shorts or something where I'm thinking like, oh yeah, that's gonna be really helpful when I need it, and I always forget what it is. I always forget. Like I saw one recently where it was like how to select the edge of a 3D scan where it's sometimes open at the bottom. It's all triangulated and stuff. How to select just that edge. It's like you select everything, then you do something, then you invert the selection, and then you have it. And in the moment, I'm like, oh, I'm saving that. I need to know how to do that. And then I immediately like next time I was in that situation, I forgot. All right, so that's gonna be a window. Um, let's just keep it like this. We'll keep it live. And this I will make it wire. I'll just call it like angled window bool. Okay. And then here is where we will add this. It looks like one of those windows that's like on a hinge and it like just pops open. I think that's what that is. So let's try to make something like that. I could probably use this guy as the window. So I'm going to textured control numpad minus. That's right. Yep. And I recently finished following Medieval Tavern in Blender. There's a video where they show the full process and it really helped me understand the shortcuts. It took me like 28 hours. Wow. I'll show the scene of my model. I'm gonna color it and everything soon. Oh, sweet. Was the Medieval Tavern by like Grant Abbott? Because I've seen that a couple times, like a medieval tavern kind of situation. I don't know if that was by him or by somebody else. But I think I know which one you're talking about. It looked really cool and cozy. Oh, Poly Run. That's right. Yeah, that's another one. Poly Runway. Poly Runway. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's another one. Polygon Runway. That's right. Yeah. So Okay, I think we can do the same thing with the window here. Well, like it has an indent, but this also looks like a cylinder looking thing. So that's what I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna treat it like that. So first I'm gonna inset and then extrude this way just a little bit. Actually, let's try this. Let's just merge it and then so we can get just this. And then I think we can do like a bevel. I'll copy this bevel. Yeah, and then we kind of get a little bit of that like look. And one thing I learned recently is when you do a bevel and you see how the corner of the bevel has this like angle, it's kind of ugly. Apparently, if you turn the profile or geometry to arc, yeah, it like fixes that. So now it has like a more natural arc. Oh, whoa, that doesn't do anything cool. What the hell? Yeah. Okay, there we go. The thing about the booleans is that I always forget which mesh I have to select first. Yeah, me too. Yeah, actually, that's super true. I think that's super why I don't use that shortcut because yeah, it's like this. Yeah, the order is sometimes not obvious. Like which one am I cutting out of? I am gonna render the scene model by myself. Do you have any tips? For rendering your tavern model? Is there any? Well, yeah. Is there anything that you're not sure about or that you would like tips on? Because I don't know what you don't know or what you know. Yeah, like are you using cycles? Is there anything about the scene that you're not confident about that you need some like tips on? That kind of works, I guess. Let's roll with that. And I will probably make an alternate version of this. I'm using eevee and I really don't know how to get the shadows and the lighting right. Okay, so if you're using 5.2 or 5.0 or something like that, anything after 4, one thing you can do is just try turning on ray tracing. That can help make some things look better. Oh, you did put the model in Shader? Let me take a look at it. Um, one sec, let me actually pop it open. Make sure I'm set. Yeah, okay. Mm, okay. Oh, damn, that looks so good. Wow. That looks really good. 28 hours? I believe that. That looks really good. Yeah. Are you trying to make it like daytime or nighttime? Do you have a preference? Because that can influence how. I feel like daytime might be a little bit easier because you can almost you can just do like a sun, kind of like what I'm doing, where you give the environment just like a basic blue, so it can be like kind of cold, and then add a sun and then play around with that. If you're looking for daytime, sometimes lighting for daytime is easier because yeah, I would recommend daytime. So then just like stick a sun in there, give your background like a simple blue, maybe make the sun a little bit orange. Like if you go into the settings, make it a little bit more orange. Here. Yeah, something like this, like a sunset lighting or a daytime, but with like an orange kind of yellow sun. And I'm assuming a lot of the environment is going to be like brick and wood. So these kind of like industrial, or not industrial, but just more like natural colors. So if you can get blue shadows and orange or yellow highlights, I think that'll really help a lot. And it'll make it look more like picturesque, like a fantasy medieval tavern, like in a game or in a cartoon or something. So try this setup where you have a sun, and you can take the angle. It's usually a 0.5. You can bring it up to like 5 or something more just to get like a bit of a softer shadow. Make the strength 5 or more to really get a nice bright sun. And then turn on ray tracing. I think just that alone will give you some really nice results. So you can see the environment is just the color with a blue. You can go even deeper blue to get a more to get like more blue shadows, which can look nice. I think that would be a good starting point for you. Yeah, that is a really good scene. Like you should be super proud of yourself. That looks amazing. It looks like you really paid attention very closely to the tutorial. It looks really good. And like I like the little flower beds and on the windowsills. That's a nice touch. All right, so for this, I'm going to try something I mentioned earlier where, what's up, Cybermoth? Holy, what is going on with my, uh-oh. I get like, it says like, the Google Translate thing, and then it says this or something. And then when I hover over it, it tells me maybe I have some kind of like weird restriction turned on. What's up, Cybermoth? Hey, long time no see, right? Dang, Cybermoth. Missed you, dude. It's been a minute. We're streaming again though. So, yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it again. It's happening. What's up, Shred? Good seeing you too. Looking sharp, thank you. Got a haircut. Got all of them cut. Oh, you meant the render. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, but what I wanted to show was so that you can take like a just like a plaster concrete texture and you get a pretty good metal roughness out of it. So I'll take this worn concrete floor. I always use this one. So if we just unwrap, see kind of how it looks like worn metal. Okay, it looks kind of gross. So first let's get rid of some of these. A lot of this we don't need. Normal map. But what we would do want to keep is the kind of roughness variation. So even the base color we can get rid of. We'll go down, turn the metallic up, Metallica. And so now just using the metallic and making it light enough, it already looks like worn metal. And this is a concrete texture. So we can also throw a color ramp in between this, and we can start kind of like crushing the values, getting even more noticeable difference between like the metal, something like this. See, now it looks like worn, like hammered metal. Even flip it, sometimes flipping it works nicely. Yeah, like that. But we don't need a lot of black because that's like pure black is like super reflective. Sometimes I just make it like a dark gray. B-spline makes it more. Maybe have if I kept the normal map that would have been better because it would have added like a nice bump to it. But it's so far away, we really don't need something like that detailed on an asset that's all the way out here. All right, Cybermoth. I kind of didn't use Blender or this channel for years because I needed a new Mac. So I'm going from, oh my God, from 3.6 to 5.2. Honestly, you might need to watch some like intro videos because a lot has changed. Like it might be kind of scary. I finally got a new Mac as a gift. Nice. Yeah, I got myself a MacBook Pro in order to like try to get myself to just like work on work more. Because sometimes I don't want to be like here in my office sometimes because it's like gets hot. Actually, let me turn the fan on. Yeah, it always gets hot in here because I have the PC going. It's a small office. It's not even pointing at me. But also like the I like the idea of like being a little coffee guy, sitting in a coffee shop working on art stuff. I've always liked that. So sometimes on weekends, like I just kind of sit outside and work. It's pretty cool. It's a vibe. I'm building my PC tomorrow for the first time in 15 years. It's probably gonna take a whole day. So if you stream, I might not be there. Oh, okay, fair enough. That's all good. Yeah, yeah. That's fun though. It's always exciting to like build your PC. I've only built like two or three. I built two for myself and one for my nephew, and it's really fun. Oh no, not for my nephew, for my niece, I think. Yeah, it's fun. I used to be super scared of like building PCs, but I guess in some ways I kind of still am. Like specifically with like loading windows, like I don't know why that stuff intimidates me, but uh putting all the pieces together and like doing a little cable management, it just feels good. It's like yeah, it's like IKEA. It's like building your own furniture. You like it more. Sometimes I just parsec from my Mac to the kitchen table. What? What? What even? What? What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're saying. Parsec from my Mac to the kitchen table. What is that? Explain that. Explain yourself. I wish I could do that, but it's like 117 degrees. Oh shit. I meant walk outside. Damn, dude. I'm sorry. Yeah, it sounds brutal out there. I've been like hearing people talk about it. Oof. Let's make this a little bit darker. And I need to pop open the reference. Are you guys hearing the fan that's on? I feel like it might be a little loud. I hope you're not hearing it. Let me turn it down. Better. Let's see how long we've been live for. I do want to set a. I don't want to stay on for too long. Oh, okay. So we're at a good place. Oh, nice. Yeah. Cybermoth, Shred. I don't know if anyone else needs to hear this. Maybe Solus, an art direction official. Maybe. I try to keep these streams down to like an hour, 2 hours max because I'm trying to get into like a healthy rhythm of streaming, but I also can't be, and I kind of get on around like 8 o'clock ET, like Eastern time, or 0 UTC. So just giving y'all a heads up that I'm probably gonna hop off in the next like 15 minutes. Uh, and yeah, just so I'll be on tomorrow, 8 o'clock around ET or 0 UTC. So keep a lookout. But thank you for coming through and being here. I'm not hopping off just right this second, but I'm just giving y'all a heads up that I try to keep the streams to about 2 hours and I get on around 8. So yeah. I'm scared of going outside for like 2 days because there's so many things like storms in Canada. Oh yeah. Yeah, wasn't there like fires up there? The fires were hitting over here, like going the smoke from the fires from Canada were hitting Maryland, like or the state that I live in. So we saw it and smelled it. Like I saw it looked pretty devastating, pretty insane. But with weather, winter weather inside a Starbucks doing Max sounds, oh, it's so nice. It's nice. I mean, call me basic, but a little vanilla latte in a Starbucks, working on some stuff on Blender is cool. I there used to be there was a coffee shop across the college that I used to go to, and I'd go there like every day and get coffee because they had like free refills as long as you stayed in the coffee shop. And there was one time a guy working on like a Cintiq on some like ZBrush thing. I thought it was so cool. I wanted to like, I didn't know him. He was a stranger, but I was totally creeping like, whoa, that's cool. Like, I just wanted to watch him make stuff. It was really cool. I need to finish this window. All right, so let's do this. Fill. And I'm gonna separate it so it stays pretty sharp. And for glass, also using let's see. So for not for different view. So using like a concrete texture for glass is also really good. So I'm gonna duplicate this and just I won't call it anything, but let me show you. Oh, here it is. So can bring this down. You'll kind of see how well it works. Might increase the scale a little bit. And we just want to get the, you see how that looks? Looks nice. And I think in eevee there's a way to get, like, what is it, refraction or something? What the heck is it? Oh man, I forgot. Parsec is like a remote desktop program. Oh, sick. I think I need something like that. So I'm on my MacBook in the kitchen working using Parsec to remotely into my PC. Wait, so you can use Parsec is an app that lets you remote into your PC desktop with a Mac. That's actually coded. I might need something like that. Yeah, sculpting is really fun to watch. I feel like I could just sit and watch somebody sculpt all day long. It's fun. Especially with like ZBrush, it's almost like infinite polygons. Similar happened to me, but it was a guy sculpting on a nomad on the iPad. That looks fun too. Like maybe I haven't really tried digitally sculpting like with a pen and tablet, but all the videos make it look so fun and satisfying. But I always try to remember that a lot of that depends on how good you are, you know? Like how seamless and effortless you can make something look depends like a lot on how good of an artist you are. Like people make Procreate look so much fun, but then you get in there and you're just drawing like brush strokes and like, okay, I don't really know what to do. I need to separate this. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go. I don't know. Let me try something. Kind of want to give it this like cylindrical look. So yeah, let's just do that. I'm totally doing something wrong. Oh no, see now that looks good. Like I want it to look like that. I want it to look like cylinders. Oh yeah, see, but it has like that weird end. Uh, I guess that's okay. It looks weird. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the bevel and just go with like a traditional bevel. Because I want it to be like sharp at the bottom. It looked kind of goofy. Alright, so let's do that. Just doing it the hard way, doing it the slow and boring way. It's alright. No judgment. Alright. Okay. Yeah. That's pretty much exactly what I wanted. Cool. So let me set that middle. We can actually join it since there's nothing going on there. And I don't really need a transparency. It is it is way nicer than trying to sculpt with a mouse. Yeah, I believe that. I've sculpted in real life. That's really fun. Like sculpting with like putty or like clay or something. Or like Sculpey. That's fun. I honestly am trying to get a sculpting, but like it's a thing I try to avoid. Yeah. All right, dude. See you, Cyber. Thanks for popping in, dude. Enjoy your dinner. All right, once I put this window in, I think we'll be right. And I can't tell what this is. It looks like some kind of like thing like that, but I don't know, like a half circle. Let's pretend like it is, and we'll just rock with it. Didn't even realize how uncircular the shapes are, but it's okay. Oh yeah, we can select these and then loop tools, circle, make it more of a circle. All right, I think that's what that is. Yeah, I kind of like this. It's like worn metal looking vibe. I'll add another, make it really dark. Again, I really don't need to be putting this much detail in because it's like such a background element, but I kind of want to. All right, let's take this. All right. Oh yeah. Let's hide this. Oh yeah, we can just like that. Okay. It's not really reflecting anything with like the streaks. But I can maybe change the color of the glass at the very least. Or maybe something to try. Let's see. I'm gonna try something. Hmm. Nah, I guess I'm kind of okay with that. Yeah, I guess that maybe looks better than just not having anything. Well, I don't know. I do want it to be like a dark green because I don't want like too much attention to it. Something like that, maybe. There's too much stuff with the dirt and the grime. I'm gonna do one more thing. I'm gonna add an ambient occlusion. Sometimes that just really helps a lot in making something. I was using ambient occlusion uh in the previous scene on like the door, and that was really doing a lot for making something like giving like depth to something. So I think I like that. And then is it distance? Distance. Ooh, wait. I kind of did something. Yeah, it kind of makes it look worn. I don't know if I'm exactly getting what I need though. I guess something like this is okay. Yeah, that's fine. Let me change the color. Yeah, that's looking better. Just like give it, some grime and not have it be drawing too much attention. So I think that's important. Yeah. And finally, I just want to adjust the color of this. So we'll do a hue saturation node for the color. Just kind of dial in the hue to like that bright blue. Boost the saturation. It's like plastery kind of blue. Uh, mm, you know what I need to do? I need to mix it with a color. Or, yeah, mix color. So then I can put in a blue here. We're still getting all that like texture from the normal map and the roughness and everything, but the color we can dial in a little bit. Can I sample from here? I can. That's pretty fucking nice. Oh, that's really nice. Wow. There's a bit of a value shift. It's like really bright here versus here. Try to find it in the, take the middle somewhere. Thanks, Timmy. Is it Timmy or Jimmy? I feel like that's a window stool. Um, did you use the concrete texture in the roughness? I did, yeah, yeah. That's one of the like underrated ways to use a concrete texture is like you can get some really good roughness variation for almost anything with it. Glass, metal, just surface imperfections. That wall texture looks great. Thanks, dude. This is coming out great. I messed around with the cloth sim and it really does melt my computer. Ooh, my 15-year-old computer. The cloth sim, like the GeoNode, like the new one too, or is that one a little bit better? Because I know I think they've made like strides in making the cloth sim work better. And I don't know if the new 5.2 version is easier on systems. I'm not sure. I would hope so. Okay, so I want to bring back out some of that crustiness. So let's see. This helps get some hue variation, makes it a little bit realistic in a fun way. But also, let's play around with this sometime. Ooh, I think I used darken for the one where they're sitting on the ledge, Kairi and Tetsuo. So I kind of like that. This is cool. It like brings out a nice. It's too dark. Hmm. Overlay. Overlay is also pretty dark, but it does add a nice bit of variety to everything. Bring down the saturation. I think mix might be the best bet for us here. When are you posting that Akira inspired piece? Oh, sorry, let me catch on. Yeah, that really does improve the performance a lot considering the old. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I want to try it maybe next stream, like for the bike, for this cloth here. At least just need to like simulate it and then I can leave it, I can bake it in. Color, yeah, color ramp is super underrated. Color ramp and mix color, even hue saturation can really go a long way. Some of these like very basic tools. Color ramp, I saw somebody at some point mentioning like everyone needs to stop using it. Instead, you need to use the math node or something random like that. And I was like, nah, don't poo poo on my color node, man. The color ramp one is like underrated. It's like always comes out, always needed, always like it's just yeah, it's just like probably the most commonly used node. So when am I posting the which one? The one with the cityscape with Kyrie and Tetsuo, that one shred? Ooh, see, I like this. I like we can like knock it back. Um, Soon, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that one turned out really good. Really hype. So, yeah, I think I really should post it soon. Yeah, I'll probably post it to Reels because that's kind of like where they always end up. Um, yeah, maybe this week. I like doing like kind of like a transition thing with it. So, yeah. Yeah, maybe this week. I think that is gonna have to work for us. I want to boost the saturation a little bit. Maybe the value too. Yeah, that actually that's pretty good for me. I like that a lot. All right, cool. So let's see if there's anything left to turn on. Um, I need to add a floor to this thing. So let's give it that bump out and then a floor like that. And I will actually use the same material, just duplicate it. So weathered. What are you doing? Why are you hanging up? Well, I don't know why it hung up for a second there. And then this one, it will be beige or yellow. I just like do a color variant. And that's going to be this one. Because I like the way it looks. I just need a color variant. So here we go. We can even sample. Yep, that's good. I'll bring the saturation down a tad. Maybe brighter. It's kind of like a dirty yellow. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Let's see darken. I'm curious. Okay, nah, that's not gonna look good. I kind of want to keep it dirty looking, but I don't know if any of these would help with that. Hold up. That's kind of see like has like a little bit of variation like in the values. That's what I was looking for. So it looks like difference did that for us. Okay. Let's close that gap. All right. So I think I'm gonna call it a stream there, y'all. I think made some good progress here and set ourselves up for good progress tomorrow. So now we have like the base textures for the wall and all the different materials, and then we can just keep going. But yeah, that's it. Thank you everyone for joining me today. It was fun catching up. We got some new faces in. Saw some new faces, saw some regulars, and yeah. So have a good night, have a good evening, and I'll see y'all. See you, Hamster. See you, Shred, Timmy, everybody. Joe. Joe's always the first one to pop in. He pops in first thing. I love that. See you guys. Have a good night.